Hello, Elly here from Thankful Flow Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for another practice. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel to see more of my flows. And as always, I always love hearing from you, so do comment and feedback to me on how you're getting on, and any requests for future practices, more than welcome. So today we're going to be working with inversions. So when I say inversions, I mean when we are lifting our heart above our head. Sometimes that can be going upside down, sometimes that can be done in other ways. Even downward facing dog is technically an inversion, okay? So even if you don't have the other inversions in your practice, but downward facing dog, which is in, it's quite a big pose in yoga, that's still an inversion, okay? So don't be put off by that. There's going to be lots of different options throughout. So we're going to start in our Tadasana mountain pose, our standing position. Feet roughly hip width apart, and I want you just to allow the arms to hang down by the side of the body. Close down your eyes or take the gaze out in front and relax the shoulders. And we're going to take some elongated exhales today to bring us into our practice. So we're going to inhale through the nose for 4 counts, and we're going to exhale through the nose for 8 counts. If at any time it doesn't feel right for you, then just come back to your natural breath, or you can adjust the count to something that works for you. So inhaling through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last one, inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just coming back to your natural breath. Opening the eyes back up now. We're going to come to stand at the top of our mat. And inhale, reach those fingertips up to the sky. Lift up and out from the waist. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Step your feet straight back to a downward facing dog. Lifting the hips to the sky. And then I want you to draw your heels away from the mat so you're up on the toes. And we're going to shift both heels over to the right. Bend through the legs. Find this lovely deep stretch through the left side body. Inhale, lengthen the legs, come back through to center. Shift the heels over to the right, to the left, sorry. Bend the legs, so coming over to the other side. Finding the twist. Inhale, come back to center. Now we're going to walk our hands in towards the feet. Keep as much softness as you need to in the legs. Find a lovely forward fold here. Taking as much bend through the legs as you need to. And an option to walk the hands here underneath the feet. So the soles of the feet are massaging into the palms of the hands. Keeping some softness in the legs. Just noticing how that feels. Taking a few breaths here. Checking in with the body, the breath. What's alive for you today? What can you observe and explore about yourself in this practice? There is no right or wrong. We're not judging or labeling anything. We're just observing. Now bringing the hands away if they were underneath the feet, walk those hands back out to your downward facing dog. From here, we're going to come down onto our forearms, so finding our dolphin. And just see if you can walk your feet in here. See how far in you can walk the feet. Breathing here. No, this is a strong place to be. Remember, you can come to child's pose at any time you need to in your practice. Now, lengthening through the arms again. So we're back in our downward facing dog. Inhale, draw the belly button in towards the spine. Start to curl the body towards a high plank. And we're going to take some spinal rolls. So exhale, lifting the hips back to the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, we're rounding the spine, curling the body forwards. Exhale, we're pressing it back. Inhale, shifting forwards. Exhale, floating it back. One more, inhale, rounding, coming forwards. Exhale, curling the body back to downward facing dog. Inhale, shift the shoulders forwards and just meet in a plank position. And we'll work through our chaturanga. So inhaling through into your upward facing dog, or you could take a cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, swoop the right foot through, between the hands. Find a high lunge. Check that you can see that front big toe. So knees stacked above the ankle, lifting up and out from the waist. Opening out now into your warrior two. Gaze comes over the right fingertips. Flip the right palm up to the ceiling. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist. Find your peaceful warrior. Opening into that right side body. Then we're going to float through. So coming through your warrior two, you could grab your block here with the right hand if you want to take it. So from warrior two, we're shifting into our half moon pose. So this right hand could be on a block, Ardha Chandrasana, bending this left leg if you want to add in a little more here, and maybe this left hand can take the left foot and you're pressing your hips forward, so finding a nice opening here. You might be able to feel that into your left hip flexor. This is just an option, you do not have to take it. Releasing from your half moon, bring yourself back up, and we've got bringing the left foot so that it's at a slight angle, right foot's facing forward, square off the hips. Inhale, crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. Exhale, start to come into our pyramid pose. So you can stay higher up, or you can bring the hands down. Maybe you're walking the hands back and the forehead's coming towards that right shin. But if this is not where you're at today, this does not feel good for you, then you do not need to take it here. Honor yourself, take what you need. Sending that breath into the back of the right leg as we allow the stretch, the opening to take place. You can press the back left foot into the mat to help you stabilize. So then lifting the chest slightly, bend through that right leg, bring the hands down to the mat, step it back, and we vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment here. You can take a child's pose. Now, before we come onto the other side, we're going to return and come back to our dolphin. So the forearms are coming down to the mat. We're lifting the hips up to the sky, and maybe you're walking the feet in here. Now, it might be that you're working here. It might be that you want to take a child's pose or a downward facing dog instead, which you absolutely can. Or you can take your forearm stand, your pincher. So option to take flight here. Find your pincher marasana. Taking any leg variations that feel good for you. And bringing the legs down when you're ready. Powering back up to a downward facing dog. Well done. And this time we're going to come on to the other side. So inhale, sweep the left foot through between the hands. Reach your fingertips up to the sky. Lift up and out from the pelvis. Open out, find your warrior two. Relax the shoulders, send the gaze over the left fingertips. Flip the left palm up to the sky. Inhale, find your peaceful warrior. So left fingertips reaching up to the sky or beyond. Breathing here. Floating back through warrior two. You can step this right foot in slightly to support. And we're powering into that left leg. And finding our half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. So you could have your left hand on a block. You can take the little add in here and bring the hand to the foot. Press the hips forwards if that feels good to. You do not have to. You can work with sending your gaze towards the ceiling, adding in a little extra dimension with the balance. Staying with your breath. See if you can crack a smile, relax the face here as well. Releasing from your half moon, can you step that right foot back? Finding now our pyramid pose. So my right foot's at a slight angle, left foot straight, legs are lengthened. Inhale, crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. Exhale, keep the spine long, we fold forwards. Again, you could stay higher up. You can bring the hands down, maybe your forehead's coming down towards your left shin. Breathing here. So much tension often stored in the backs of the legs, the hips. So letting anything go that's not serving you. We store memories in the body just as we store memories in our mind. Our body actually has a wisdom that our mind does not. In a lot of ways, our body has an awareness and a knowing of things way before our mind calculates it. So when we can listen to the body, we can understand how to let go, release tension stored in the body, emotions. We can create more space. Inhale, just lifting that chest slightly, take some bend through that front leg, hands come down to the mat, step it back to plank and vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a child's pose if you need to here. Now I want you to just drop the knees down to the mat for a moment, so coming into tabletop position. So I'm going to give you an option for another inversion, as this is an inversions practice. So if you want to take a resting pose, please take a child's pose now. If you want to take downward facing dog as your inversion, take that, and you're going to take 5 breaths there. You can work with your pincher, your dolphin. You can work with headstand if that's in your practice. So I'm going to take a headstand option here, and for those of you who are Newer to headstand, listening to what you need. The good way to start with a headstand practice is we're interlacing the fingers, and you're gonna bring the hands roughly to the hairline, and then you bringing the head down towards the mat. But what we're doing is our weight is mostly actually going into the hands and the arms. So you're pressing your forearms into the mat, and your shoulders, your arms are all engaged, okay, and strong. This is your foundation. So very minimal weight is actually going into the head. So then the next thing is that you can come lengthen the legs. Maybe you're walking the legs in, bending one leg, lifting one leg away, lifting the other leg. Don't just launch yourself up there. We want to take this with control, okay? So if you're taking your headstand or your pincher, again, take any variation that feels good for you. You can take some little leg variations here. Have a bit of a play, have a bit of fun with it. We're taking 5 breaths, so wherever you are, taking your 5 breaths and then bringing yourself down with control. Coming down to the mat. And then bring the soles of your feet to the mat, legs are bent. Reach your fingertips out in front. Draw the belly button in towards the spine. And I want you to lower the spine down to the mat. It's coming into this lying position. And we're gonna bend both legs. Send the left arm out to the left side and drop your knees over to the right. Send your gaze over to the left, just coming into our supine twist. You can close the eyes here if that feels good too. You can hook this left leg over the right leg to increase the stretch if that feels good too. And as you come into your twist, I really want you to think about surrendering and letting go. Let your body weight be supported and held by the ground that's beneath you. Unraveling the legs, gently bringing them back to center. Reach the right arm out to the side this time. Dropping the legs over to the left side. Again, taking a hook with the legs if that works for you. No worries if it doesn't. And then the head's dropping over in the opposite direction to the legs. You can close the eyes here or just take a steady gaze. Breathing in and out through the nose, letting the body soften. Observing any thoughts passing through the mind, and just remembering that thoughts are visitors. Thoughts are visitors that are coming and going. Your thoughts are not you. You are the you that dwells behind the thinking mind, behind the thoughts. You're the one observing the thoughts. done. Starting to unravel from the twist, just coming back to neutral, and take a big hug with the legs, drawing the knees into the chest. Draw your forehead in towards the knees, just closing the eyes here, feeling that opening into the back of the neck, the upper part of the back. Nice rounding position here. And release the head back down to the mat. Release the legs. As always, if you have longer to stay in a Shavasana meditation or do some more opening through the body and stretching, then I really highly recommend that. If not, then you're going to roll over to one side. From there, just peel the body back up to your seated position on the mat. Thank you so much for being here and practicing with me. I really hope that you've been benefiting from these practices. Please do feedback to me on how you're getting on. Check out the link below to my website, the other things that I offer on my online membership, where we have lots of longer practices, more themed practices, guided meditations, asana alignment, and even live classes. So do check that out. And I can't wait to see you again for another practice very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.